Every flat pixel aspires to 3 dimensions in the direction of its normal. Routes and pathways are guided by normal maps. Fantasies baked into imagery of games, movies, and virtual space. In 3D graphics, normals help pixels escape the flatness of the screen, swelling along X, Y, and Z to grant their host model textural realness at no cost to the hardware supporting its render. But normal maps are also flat images, originating from pixels that store directions within each of their hues. They can be quite beautiful, though their true form remains hidden. RG and B meet polyamorously with X, Y, and Z, and color becomes the illusion of space. In this sense, normal maps are contradictions. Shadows are launched along vectors and flat surfaces, embellished with the illusion of texture, but without color. The model remains flat, but the viewer experiences the surface as if by hallucination. How do these colors expand, filling all retinal capacities, while hands flatten out against a single plane of a keyboard? And here I go again, obsessing over the minutiae of computers. Our global infrastructure supports the efficient transmission of viruses, ideologies, and video chats, while the flatness of a screen has never made distance feel so great. We can be transported, lifted in our seats to another's room. Is this not intimacy? Is this not depth? I can look into the eyes of the scheduleless, left red from instability, but I can also see beyond to the chair, the passing roommate, to plants, some thriving, some suffering from their newly won attention. But I've never dreamed so deeply about touching as I have these months. I have never before desired to feel another's textures so hungrily, if only through fiber optics. But there is a global shortage of texture, tenderness, and touch. Fantasy can be normalized too, easily manufactured and packaged. It can even taste sweet to some. I've spent 1,000 hours in front of the same LCD screen since March. I wonder if that time would have been spent differently outside of a pandemic. True, it's the only window in my 6-sided room from where I can see past my neighborhood. Like many others, I eventually caught myself waiting for the pandemic to pass, living out fantasies through Netflix and video games, hunkered down and holed up for what many imagined would be just a few weeks. The world comes through our screens, but I don't always feel connected to reality. Waiting out this storm for things to go back to normal is not a reality for neighbors getting sick, those suffering evictions, and lynchings. This sudden emergency around normal is only specific to white and able-bodied people. Violent injustice is the normal for many Black, trans, and disabled bodies. Only now, surrounded by a stream of videos depicting acts of oppression materialized on screen, do white people notice. Let's wrestle with the word normal. Even when it's easy to say that Zoom meetings are becoming our new normal, I want this word to be revoked of its grip on revolution. The perpetuation of fantastic complacency and complicity is the privilege of normalcy. I worry our screens limit our access to nuance and empathy. A veil over our horizon, a thin cloud of these normals. It's hard to tell if we're going up or down, forward or backward. To generate a normal map, a high-resolution model full of imperfections and undulations must be baked on top of a smoothed, decimated, emaciated version of itself. But rather than birthing a progeny, this active replication installs a usurper posing as the real. A normal map is a righteous, liberal steamroller. Normals are the flaky crust baked around homogeneity. They are a wasteland of religiously mowed grass. Manifest destiny, capitalism, whiteness, goes by many names, but all share the same destination: a collapse. "2020 is not the beginning of an apocalypse, because a flattening was brought to the world long ago by these forces. 2020 is not a year to remember or relish with hindsight, though as the seasons pass, the memes will further vilify this number used to bracket time. Unless rejected and dismantled, capitalism, anti-blackness, ableism, heteronormative patriarchy, racist health systems, prison industrial complexes, and police brutality will not disappear like magic with a calendar year. So let's call normals the texture of liberalism. Twitter influencers gnash their teeth over anti-maskers in Whole Foods, but will hastily move into a newly discounted apartment, still warm from its evicted tenants. Normals are neo-gentrification in the wake of violent negligence and pandemic. Instagrammers will repost week-old infographics denouncing anti-blackness alongside beach selfies. Normals are well-intentioned, but comfortable. University presidents will commission solidarity videos and photo ops, but will condemn the destruction of property over life. And, while cashing tuition checks, will blame students for a spreading rate of COVID infection. And I find ways to support comrades until I get too busy with my other projects. There are double standards, but as we know, normals aren't fixed. To hold myself accountable, I strive to work beneath the screen, to further dislodge myself from the flatness, to confront my own contradictions, comforts, and compromises. I want to amplify those pixels that jut out in opposition to the dominant structure, breaking laws of the Cartesian coordinate system. And who wrote those laws? Who enforces these vectors? It's surely flatness. If we are riding this mass of smooth homogeneity, what else can we break from its surface? That papery normal layer to find each other's true texture through our screens. Let us leak, spiral, flow, drift, escape along lines of flight rather than be vectors of normal.